Hey there, YouTubers, on unboxing video time. So this should be a new motherboard, and I don't have a knife on me, so let me rip this open with two hands and we'll get back into it. Alright, so I actually have three things in here. We're only going to cover one thing. Here is a Gigabyte Z490m Gaming X motherboard. And this supports 10th gen Intel CPUs and eventually 11th gen. Now, if you've seen the channel, you know this is about my 6th Z490 motherboard, and then we also have had probably at least another 8 to 10 of the other kinds of 10th gen B460, H470, H410. So let's just check out the back real quick. CPU socket LGA 1200, chipset Z490, yada yada yada. So we'll take a look at all this stuff on the motherboard itself. Stuff that we won't see easily. This looks like it will support RGB. Hopefully it has addressable RGB on it. Q flash drive. I haven't always had the best luck with those. Maybe one day if I get to work we'll actually do a BIOS update video that way. And so let's go ahead and check out the contents. It always amazes me there's no seal on these, but you're getting from Amazon versus Newegg, you just never know. Let me get these out of here. Alright, so we have a couple SATA cables, we have a driver disc, and then we have the manual here. And we'll refer to this when we look at this in case there's something I'm not sure what it is. Now, one thing I did not get, which is uncommon, is usually you get at least a couple M.2 screws. We did not get that. That's highly disappointing. So let's go ahead and get this out of the packaging. Alright, so got it out of there. Oh, let's see, where to start, folks. Let's start in the bottom left and work our way to the right. Alright, so here's your HD audio connection. This will come from your case itself. And it looks like there is addressable LED right there. Alright, so actually I'm wrong. It says it is that guy there, SPDIF_O. There's the basically the diagram that shows you, right? So we're looking at 19. There's 19, and that is between or right next to your HD audio. And then to the right of that is this THB_C, THB_C1 connector. We have next to that is your COM, alright, so basically in your diagram 15, and there is 15 there. Now, here is a Q flash plus button. Interesting location. A lot of times they're on the back of the where your audio video connectors are, and it's right here on this guy. LED demo. And then here you go. Now we're getting into our RGB stuff, LED. So, alright, so just so you can see it, you've got an addressable LED right here, and then the other style 4-pin. So let me show you that in the actual manual. So here is what 5 is. This is the 4-pin one. So for your RGB LED strip header. And then 6, which is the one I usually use, the addressable one that's missing the pin. That's what it's got in there for that, alright? Now, of course, we don't need the manual for these next guys. These are your front panel USBs. So you've got two 2.0s here. Alright, so just so you can see it, these are, things that yours truly never really uses, but THB, was the Thunderbolt. Then there's COM. And then over here, This is what it says about the Q flash, which is a little white button shown right there, okay? And then your digital SPDIF right here shows you what that's all about, okay? Alright, then we have the SPI TPM, or the Trusted Platform Module header right here. And then we're looking at SysFan 3 here, so there's got to be at least 3 system fans. Here's your front panel connectors, alright? So you'll have HDD in there, power LED, reset, and then the power LED. I don't know if I said that twice. Power LED and the power switch, okay, on the left. And then there will be a PC speaker in here somewhere. I don't know if you guys are able to read that. I think now you can. So these orange ones will be for the PC speaker. Now, first set of SATA 3 power connectors, and then down the ways are 4 more. So you've got a total of 6 of those. Another Thunderbolt connector, USB 3.2 connector. There's only one on here, so depending on the kind of case you get, you may or may not, you know, have enough of these for that. One of the cases I have, actually 2 of the cases I have these 2. Need 2 of these. So another system fan connector here, ATX 24-pin power connector. And then obviously 4 slots for DDR4 RAM. Got some more LED, another addressable one here. So this one is going to be good for those of you that you know, need connectors for basically lighting up all your rig, right? Now here's a nice thing here for those that like to do extreme overclocking. You've got the 1x4 and a 1x8. Now, in case you're curious, check out my video where I show you, you know, you can power this up with just a 1x4. Preference is at least a 1x8, and then if you're really going to overclock it, do the 1x4 and a 1x8. I use an EVGA 850BQ, which has the ability to basically plug in the 1x8 and the 1x4. There is your CPU fan connector back there. Excuse me. Nope, that's another system fan there. Sorry, folks. System fan connector. And then here is actually the CPU fan connector. Right next to the RAM. Right in the middle is our location for the CPU. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to put in here. Hopefully it'll be an i5 10600K or maybe an i9 10850K, one of those two. Now, here is one of the M.2 spots, limited functionality. So I had seen on one of my Gigabyte drives that they were going to possibly upgrade these to be Gen 4. I don't know if that's the case though with this one. Hopefully it is. So possibly at least one M.2 here. We'll look in the manual. Usually they don't tell you crap. Here is a secondary one. Now this motherboard does have 2 PCI 3.0x16s, and you have the armor plated one here, and then another one here. Usually a graphics card, or excuse me, motherboard this small. It's hard to put, you know, 2 graphics cards in here, so most likely you'll just put it in this one, and then this one may be let's see, for a M.2 NVMe expansion card, and then this guy, let's see, maybe Wi-Fi right here. I don't believe I see a M.2 for Wi-Fi, so, and there is not one over here, so we'll take a look at that. Here's your CMOS battery, alright, and then the other M.2, this is the one you're actually going to use for your operating system. Comes with the heatsink, and I think hopefully we didn't miss anything. I'll give you guys a good overview from above. Now let's look at the audio video connectors. Alright, so here's what we're going to go over. So we have the old style PS2, USB 3.2, DisplayPort HDMI, the next gen USB 3.2, Type-C Charlie underneath that. So this is pretty good motherboard for me because all of my phones these days require USB Type-C. So I'm not sure, I might have not had this angled correctly with the cell phone, but there's Type-C, and there is your another USB 3.2, 3.2, USB. So that's for the BIOS, okay? So when you hit that that button over there, you've got to have the actual USB thumb drive in there with the file that you need to update the BIOS. So it'll have to be in that drive, Ethernet, and then I always mess these up. So let's go look at the manual for which ones we have. So you get a center subwoofer speaker out, that's the orange one. Rear speaker out black, side speaker out gray, line in blue, line out front speaker green, and mic in. One more look at that. Alright, so let me just make sure there's nothing I missed. And just in case I did miss something, here's the shot of this. So there's all your numbers in case there was something you wanted to see that I didn't go over. And then here's what all the numbers actually mean, what they correspond to. So looking at this, as we said here, we've got this note, limited functionality. So maybe a BIOS update will do something for that. It says check manual. Well, if you check the manual, there's nothing there, right? No number corresponding to that. Now this guy, number 8, which is the one you're going to use for your operating system, there is some information in here, but it's nothing, you know, nothing spectacular there. So there is that information. Now I'll look in the back and see if I can find anything else. Alright, well, quick look in the guide. I didn't find anything. So that's going to do it for this video. In the future, I'll have a BIOS update video where if this works, we'll update it with that button. If it doesn't, we'll do the standard way through the BIOS. I will do a video on basically an overview video of this motherboard. I don't currently have any of my K processors with me, so we may have to stick in something that's not going to you know, really show you the full capability, but it'll be a quick overview of what's in the BIOS. And that's about it, folks. Those 2 extra videos that we'll do for this, and maybe, you know, one day an installation video, putting a CPU in here and a CPU cooler. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.